such a good little girl, why don't you let me make you a bad girl? Oh, yes I could make you such a bad little girl. You'd be a glad little girl if only you were a bad girl. Oh, little girl, pretty little girl, I wouldn't let you be sad, I would make you so glad. Hear me crying, oh, little girl, pretty little girl, you're such a good little girl, why don't you let me make you a bad girl? You'd be such a glad girl if you were a bad girl. You'd be sad, I would make you so glad. Hear me crying, oh, little girl, pretty little girl. You look so tame, but again.
Oh, wait, I say, Miss Grovenbean, you got yours?
See what?
Did you get it as you come through the door?
No, I lent him to me mother tonight.
Well, come over here, darling, to borrow mine.
Do you fancy him then? Yeah, but he's a right cheeky sort. His name's Terry, see? Well, come on then, make a fun. Hey, well, don't get us lumbered, silly son. No,
You have to trample all over my suede, lovey.
3 browns, please, boys.
3 browns? You're not a lot of trouble, are you?
Come on, darling, see this extra?
No, we don't, actually.
No? What are you going to pick up then?
Look, B8.
All the way from Tooting, you're getting a bit daring, ain't you?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, that's me mate Eileen. Hello.
Hello.
And that's me sister Sylvie. She's a bit soft, my mate. Yeah.
What's all this? That's your sister?
Yeah.
What, with hair that colour and your colour?
Well, hers is natural.
You're a bold blonde, Levi.
No, I'm a bottle brunette. I
Blonde.
told you they were cheeky, didn't I?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I don't know, saucy little virgin. I might have a bit of trouble there with her. Yeah, I bet so. I think so. You know,
to be a
smooth
fine
it down,
thing
mate.
with you lot.
Saucy with it and all. Yeah, come on, Dave, where's them drinks?
Hey, my fault, it's this old queen behind the jump. She's
Well, give him a big kiss then. Tell her hurry up.
Not for my mate Jeannie this morning, 7 o'clock to go to work. When I opens the door, there she is reclining in a black nightdress. You on your honeymoon or something, I said.
I do, I'll say it to you.
What do you do then?
I work in the scrapyard, breaking up cars and all that, you know.
Yeah. Your ads don't show us.
Well, I wear these great leather gloves, see? Black leather they are.
Yeah.
You better watch me, I'm a bit kinky.
Don't I fancy your mate?
What, in this weather?
You look so tame, again.
Was doing this flat out in Hampstead, see? Done it all out in posh pink tiles. We had the
It's a
bathroom.
bit flash, isn't it?
Didn't half look nice, yeah. I fancy the bath, see, so I goes in. I'm having a lovely soak, can I? And the landlady, whose place it is,
Yeah.
comes up. Now the fellas, instead of telling her I'm having a toilet or something,
It's a bit mean, wasn't it?
they let her walk right in.
No.
And she sees me standing there in the nude.
Starkers.
My life, you should have heard her scream.
I don't know why she didn't jump all over you.
Bug, baby, have a hug. You
Well,
got
I
me
want to work in a children's ward.
Oh, you like kids, do you?
Yeah, especially babies.
I might be able to help you there.
I thought I was tasty enough, but perhaps I just didn't have what it took, you know what I mean?
have a hug.
Sometimes we used to go camping. You know, take tents and something to cover you over. That was great. Well, you know, the birds used to tell their mums they was going 4 or 5 handed together, like, see? Then they come with us. Oh, it's great sleeping out with a bird to keep you warm.
How about coming down to South End this week? We can take a crate of beer and have a right party on the beach.
You reckon I can trust you, do you?
Of course you can trust me. Don't show me face.
Well, who else is going then?
Ron, David, they're pulling the 2 birds.
Well, if they go, I'll go.
All right, but it ain't all that old in Airsbridge, you know.
Do you know, I can't go with him, he's too short. Is he? I mean, he's a nice enough fella. Hey, Sylvie, you know all that glitter I put on my hair? Yeah. Well, it came up on Terry's cheek while we was dancing. I never had the heart to tell him, though. Do you know, I reckon that Dave's married. Oh, I dare say he is. He looks a bit randy, that Dave. You can tell by his eyes.
Oh, shut up, will you? I wouldn't mind going with a married man, you know, except I couldn't bear him after he's going home to his wife.
Oh, really? See that bit there? Does it look all right?
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's no gaps. Can I borrow your lacquer?
Yeah, that's
Do you know,
it.
the minute I
set eyes on that Dave, I thought, wow.
But you said that last week.
He looks a bit like Richard Burton, don't you think?
Richard Burton?
You're joking. No, did you
Oh,
see
like
that?
Elizabeth Taylor, I reckon.
I say yeah. And that's what I say yeah.
Right, where are we going now then, fellas?
Let's go swimming up the common.
But we ain't got no swimsuits with us.
Why don't you swim down the other stall?
Who's going to see anyhow? The man in the moon?
Yeah, well, stop your hands.
Swimming pool that's everywhere. We can something else to
I don't trust that, Ron. You can tell by his eyes. I tell you one thing, darling, I ain't taking me drawers off. Do you know, Sylvia, I really fancy Dave. Well, why don't you encourage him then? What are you setting yourself up for? Jonesy, the undertaker.
Here, how'd you look?
You're not getting me in there.
Here, come on, get out of there. Here, Jim, you go down the other side. Come on, you lot, get out of there. What the heck are you looking for? Come on, you two, get out of there. What do you think you're on? Okay?
Quick, get the clobber.
Here, let me dry your hair.
Go on, then.
Smells nice. Can't bear blokes with greasy hair.
Well, let's have a sniff of yours. Oh, yeah. We must use the same shampoo.
Hey, do you ever go out to the Lyceum?
Yeah, I got in Monday nights sometimes with a bit of a giggle, you know. All that continental dancing and that. But you offer to take a bird home and you find they live right out in the suburbs. You find yourself walking home about 20 miles if you got a bike, you know what I mean?
Wait, what's up?
Too bad.
Me and us going for a walk.
Oh, I see. Now, come on, let's get out. I can't take you home because Mum pulled all the furniture.
That's it, there's a bit of rare performance now, doesn't it, eh?
This is where we lived till it got demolished. Slum clearance. They moved us out to lousy Roehampton. I used to be hospital porter, carting the dead bodies about. They treat the old people like lumps of meat. When one dies, they wheel him out past all the others, visitors and all, and they never bother to screen them off. When they get near to dying, they usually know it. They start to moan all day. It's a queer moan, and it gets on your nerves. And you have to say, "Ah, shut up, you old frigger." There's no such thing as respect for the dead.
You're married, aren't you? That's why you can't take me home.
How'd you guess?
You're sort of soft. Marriage makes men softer.
When I saw you sitting there, I began to sizzle. I'm in it tonight, I thought.
There's two things I'd like to have been. A racing driver or a test pilot. But you need money for that.
Once I had £800. We'd just done a tobacconist. I walks into a shop, dressed all casual like a gentleman. The salesman comes up to me immediately. "Yes, sir," he says. "I'll have that Triumph TR3 over there," I says, taking out £725 out of my pocket. "Yes, sir," he says. I drove away in that Triumph.
I want to be a nurse. I'm starting my training this year in an hospital for children.
I've got a terrible temper. So's me wife. I never start an argument with her in the kitchen in case she picks up a knife. If I ask her to do me hard-boiled egg and she does it soft, then I lose me temper.
See this? Cost £4,000. I earn £12 a week. Don't go far when you've been used to having 100 knicker in your pocket. You know, sometimes I get a real ache inside me when I ain't driven for a long time. So I'll just go out and nick a car. Here, do us a favour.
What?
Seduce me. I don't love my wife, because I wasn't the first. She went with another bloke when she was 16.
I've never been with no one else. I promise you, Dave.
I know. You're a lovely girl. Lovely.
Show. Come on now, take me by the hand and lead me to the land of ecstasy. The first time that I saw you, you showed me the door to ecstasy. Now I just keep praying that we'll always stay in ecstasy. Oh, don't you go away. Come on now, take me by the hand and lead me to the land of ecstasy. I traveled up and down much, never have I found such ecstasy. Now did that I know you, everywhere I go, it's ecstasy. Oh, kiss me, dear, and then kiss me once again. Come on now, take me by the hand and lead me to a land of ecstasy.
My husband, he deserted me 21 years ago. Well, he was only a month old. But anyway, I've met up with a nice young chap now. So I went to the court and asked if I could, you know, sort of presume him dead. Do you know they charged me 30 bob to look for a death certificate, and I couldn't find it. So then I went along it, and I thought, well, I'll ask for a divorce. The judge says, why have you waited 21 years to apply? So I told him, I was a bit embarrassed. I said, well, I've just met a very nice young man, you see. And he says, well, that's as good an excuse as any. So I got me divorced.
Anyone lending your husbands for the weekend?
Yeah, you can have Manny to drink a shell on the quail.
I'd lend you mine, but it wouldn't be much good to you. Send them all up. You know where I live, by the church. Do you like them fair or dark? It's not their hair I'm interested in. Started me diet today. Don't know if I'll keep it up.
She don't really care. She's up about doing myself in. So would I. Do me naturally. Let's hope the baby don't inherit her hunch. It's one thing when it's the bloke you're going to marry, but when you don't even know who it is. Perhaps they done it in the dark. I wouldn't be surprised she's that dumb.
Got the guitar, get it every winter. Used to be a laundry, you know, that's why it's so damn. Can't have the heat, the melt the chocolate.
So I turned round to Dick and I said, well, love, are you going to take me home? No, he says, but I'd like to. Yeah. Well, they went mad, love. Oh, he went bleeding mad. Yeah, he's been down for the last 3 nights. Yeah. No, he hasn't. Anyway, he'll be round when he wants to split the oven.
Unless she's lived with me, Dad, for 7 years. She's had 7 kids. The doctor says if she hasn't anymore, it'll kill her. So she doesn't want to sleep with me, Dad, anymore. Bad tempers also.
I want to get out in the park and enjoy myself. Have a bit of fun. Sat in watching that bloody telly for the last 5 years. The only trouble is, though, you see that Ray turning out the same way if I go and live with him.
I'm so hungry for someone to love. I'm so hungry for someone to love.
ones that got the dirty mind, don't they?
It's better to marry an ugly man what's got good ways than a good looker what's sly.
I nearly married a soldier. I was going with him 2 years. And he showed me this letter from a girl in the Axe. Said it was just playing around. If they do it before marriage, they'll do it after. So I told him I was through with him. He cried like a baby. I saw him once in Woolworths when I was carrying my last child. Got such a lump in my throat, I couldn't say nothing, so I had to run out. My name would be Mrs. Stacey now, said Mrs. Smith.
You might think I was spoiled being the only one. But I'm not, really, you know.
You ever go dancing?
No. If I got the car, boys take me upstairs where it's dark.
What are you doing tonight, Roo? I got a date with 2 ginks in a van, but I ain't going. Why not? Well, Terry'd go mad, wouldn't he?
Oh, well, say not what to do. It's what you get told to do.
Do you know what she gives her old man for his tea? What? She gives him 2 footpenny halfpenny meat pies. She runs them under the cold tap to make them swell up.
Nah.
He won't be much good to you on that, love.
Oh, well, what's life worth without a giggle?
What are you doing tonight, Joyce? I don't know. I think I'll have a bath. Your birthday, then?
Yeah, cheeky. Why don't you tell him about that woman that come round last night?
What, that old crab from the WBS?
Yes.
Well, she comes round, you see, to tell us what to do if they're going to drop the H-bomb on us. First of all, she says, fill your bath with water. We ain't got no bath, love, I said. That put her right in her place, didn't it?
Here, do you reckon I could get a job with the WBS? I don't know, I fancy a change.
I don't think they'd have you.
Why not?
You know, lady, are you do us a favour?
Hey, we come from the same family.
I know about this, then. A mate of mine's got a good job. What? Cinema usherette. I want to see what she finds when she's cleaning up. Nylon underwear, stockings, even a pair of braces that fitted her.
Well, how about this then? I was cleaning in a stocking and underwear shop, and my pal Lil, she was working in the chemist's. So Lil says to me, she says, you get the stockings and I'll get the soaps and perfumes. So I gets 3 pairs wrapped up in them cellophane packages and I stuffed them down me front. When I got on the bus, I was crackling like I was on fire. And I see a man looking at me and I says, oh, I've got rheumatism so bad. That cellophane to keep the permastatin in. And he said, oh, poor lady.
When are you getting married, Joyce? Next month when I'm 16.
Oh, a bit young, ain't you?
Well, there's no use waiting around to an old crab, is there?
Don't thank you.
Have you got your trousseau ready yet? No, not yet.
Gonna wear them pink pyjamas?
No, my birthday's
Oh, Hey, Ruth, do you remember when our mum made us join the Salvation Army?
Oh, yeah. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Da, 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 deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide.
You'll never get to heaven.
Oh, we're going to sing it at the gate, aren't we, Sylvie?
We are, we're going to sing it in our
Yeah, that's right.
Train yourself. Oh, look at that. There's a packet of fags at the bottom. I thought it tasted sour.
Yeah, look at that.
Come, Roo.
Well, who's going to be the fella then? You reckon it, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Get that new dress?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, She'll you dance and all? Yeah, come on, put down your sandwich. Go on. Yeah, step easy. Yeah, just move your, that's it, move your head and your hands, that's it. Let me get all about. Yeah, take it all about. Take your coat off, She'll, let yourself go. Come on. Go on, take it off. Take your coat off.
You gotta wear something, right?
See, my goals in going away, 2 fellas down the table. Come on, make your shoes. It's all nice, get them sleeves out. Come on. Here, put your shirt on.
Oh, no.
That's it, sweetheart. They are full the tucking stitches. There's one, there's the other one. There. Nice one, they get those up. There, stop
you ready?
Yeah, well, hang on. I'm just going to lock up the back door.
Why, where's the old lady?
Well, she's gone playing bingo tonight, isn't she, with one of her old cronies?
Poor.
Oh, no, Terry, we can't. Anyway, I thought you wanted to see Sophia Loren.
Oh, what's Sophia Loren for when I got you here in the flesh?
Oh, look, Terry. Well, supposing Sylvie comes home early.
She won't. She's gone up west with Ronnie. Come on, Ruby, it'll be all right.
What if I was to say no for a change?
I'll scrub you out and go and chat up Sophia Loren, won't I?
Does it mean a row?
Yeah.
All right, then. But I'm keeping my coat on.
So you get your foot in the door and you start off with a few soft goods. A couple of shirts for Dad, pair of shoes for Johnny, and a set for Mum. Then before long you're selling them everything. Kitchen sets, bedroom suites, curtains, cardigans, the lot. Once you get your foot in the door, you've got to keep it there. You hold on to them and you never let them go. Some of these old dears, it's the event of the week. They don't have no other social occasion. When you go in, the teapot's already laid out for you. Oh, my wife's all right, she's good as gold. See, but all she knows is the home and the kids. See, 60% of my calls are black. I'm like the great white hunter down the bottom of the street. You can practically hear the tom-toms going. Sandy is back. I'm sick of these coloureds. I want some nice young housewives to cheer me up on a Tuesday morning. I've got this nurse, you see. Now go and see her at Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, because she's on night duty. And she comes to the door like, you know, all she says, excuse me, I was just having a bath. So I goes in like, you know, she makes me a cup of tea. I can see she's got nothing on underneath this dressing gown. And every time she moves, I can see a bit more and a bit more. But, you got to be careful, you know. I mean, you can make a mistake, can't you?
Can you leave it this week? Only I'm a bit short.
Oh, come on, love. Look, you're £8 owing. You better let me have 10 bob.
Yeah, but my old man didn't give me very much this week.
Well, it's Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday, family allowance day. Now, come on, who keeps the kids' books? You're him. Surely he lets you have that money.
All right, then.
Pair of good blankets she's out. Well, I can't take them back. I mean, I wouldn't dare put them in the back here. The van would crawl away. Anyway, she's what we call a pawn shop call. You see, we sell her a pair of blankets, and 10 minutes later she goes and sells them for cash to some old woman down the street. And then she's paying me £5 a week for the rest of the year for something she hasn't even got. You don't know how stupid they are. They think they're being clever. They've got 4 or 5 tally men and get something different off of each one. Which one are you, they say when you go there. They don't know what they're paying for or when the debt's done. And the more they get into debt, the dirtier they become. You don't know the filth they get into. I smell that filth as soon as I go in the front door. Live more like animals. Animals. I have to keep smoking all the time I'm, you know, writing in my book. Palaces, aren't they? You know, if I get a knocker, that's like a non-payer, I don't care what sort of hard luck story they give me, I go after them. I must have my money. Well, I mean, you've got to, ain't you? Only a couple more calls and go and have a drink. You look as if you could do with one. I know it gets a bit up back there.
I've been out with plenty of floozies in my time, but I'll never mention my wife's name to them. I wouldn't. I think too much of her. Most of them you can make them buy anything. 25% of them don't know what they're paying for, and 50% don't want the goods anyway. H.O. Husband objects. They're the best of all because they'll do anything to stop their husbands finding out. See, after a bit, you lend them £10 at a rate of 7 shillings in the pound to be paid back in 10 weeks. So you're paying 27 shillings a week. Now, after about 5 weeks, they're always a bit short, so you say, all right, love, I'll help you out. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll lend you another 10. So you give them another 10. Subtract what they owe from the first 10, say it's 5, plus 35 bob on top for the interest, and I always give her the odd 5 shillings, you know, you've been very good to me, Barney, and all that. Then you walk out of the flat leaving £3. And there you are collecting 27 shillings a week for the next 10 weeks. It never ends.
Well, there's 1,000,001 ways of getting their money out of them. But you have to hold the threat of court over them, you see. Mind you, that's a last resort. See, because once you do that, you're finished. See, by that, you played the last card in the pack, see what I mean? I think my wife gets a good bargain. Granted, I'm not home much. See, my trouble is I can't sit still. But then I have to go out and get about among the clubs, you know. I mean, that's where you make your contacts. And then she gets her clothes cheap, you know. I mean, I get a lot of perks as a tally man. I get a 26-guinea suit for 13 guineas. Well, they mustn't be too price conscious. Our stuff's pretty dear. Well, it has to be. After all, it's delivered right to their door. See, I'm just a playboy at heart, and I mean, you've got to live, haven't you? And to live the way I like to live, it costs. Well, I think a man who spends his leisure digging up the garden's an idiot. Yeah, well, I suppose he is happy. I mean, they say all idiots are happy, don't they? Now, who gives anything away? No one. Everybody takes. No one ever gives you nothing. Mind you, I'm not a cynic. I wouldn't want you to think I was. Come on, I'm selling a suit to a darkie.
This is the suit. It's a good one. Try it on. Only wants a rub over with an iron.
You sure it's a good cloth?
Good. It's 12-ounce wool mixture. Feel it. Look at that.
Let's see how it looks.
Immaculate. Beautiful, that is.
I think it's a little small, mister. Can I button?
No, you never button them up these days. It's a style to leave them open. Look, I wouldn't be called dead with my jacket buttoned up. Look, let me show you. You see, good material is supposed to hang, you see? I take it. It's £12. You've only got to give me £2 now. Pay me the rest £1 a week.
£2. I think I might have that here with me.
Yeah, I sell a lot of these suits to your sort of people.
There you are. £2.
Good luck.
She's very fond of music. Come on, have a look at her. She's a darling.
What a lovely little pickaninny.
Darling, be quiet.
How old is she?
Oh, she's about 8 months.
Yeah? Keep you awake at night much?
Boy, you want to hear her tonight? She's like a bull.
Yeah, like my little girl. I got a little girl at 3. They just make me roll up. You see, the blacks have only got half the brain cells that we got. They never had no civilization. They never even invented a wheel. Can you imagine what Burks they must be to go through life without inventing a wheel? Over-toasted Irishman. That's not a bad life, I tell you, man. I'm using my brains to the best of my ability. It's what the Tories call free enterprise.
Come on, Sylvie. Right, take it out. Eating again? I thought you'd given them up. Yeah, do you want it? No, thank you, darling. I don't want to get a smack to an old boat.
Hello, Nell, Cocker. How are you, love? You all right?
You want to get in the bedroom, but she wouldn't let him in, so he kicked the bloody door in.
Any bloke will try and get in your bedroom if your mum's out. It's only natural, isn't it?
You know something? Any time you go out with a fella, 9 times out of 10 you end up talking about sex.
Dave says he's going to leave his wife. Oh, I've heard that one before.
Smashing dinner today.
Yeah?
Always go up and have a good dinner on a Wednesday when my son gives me the money.
Yeah?
I had roast mutton, roast potatoes, cabbage and mint sauce, and a nice bit of tart to follow. Half a crown. That's all they charged. I don't feel like cooking my own dinner, do you? It drives your marmite, it do. Cooking your own dinner when you're all on your own.
Now, meet a gorgeous bloke last night, you know. Sort of fella, when you see him, you just want to grab hold of him. Kept pressing himself up against me, you know, his hands began to wander. You're not that blooded, he says. I kept pushing him away, but he put him back again. I can't help being sexy, I says. Anyway, you see, we was going down London Airport for a snogging session. Yeah. And we was sitting in the front, because he works in a garage, that's how he had to have the car. And we were sitting in the front, and Ron, his mate, was sitting with June in the back. June's going to let Ron have it, you know, but she's going to wait till he goes steady with her, because she's been let down a couple of times by fellas before. Anyway, you see, we get to London Airport, and we're having a snogging session, and he says to me, why don't you come out of the car and we can lie in the grass? I said, what would happen if one of them aeroplane lands on us? You know, them aeroplanes go a bit too fast for me.
Yeah, like them blokes you go with.
Oh, that's charming. What about you, then?
Thing is, you can't always be scheming. Them what always planning and scheming don't live, do they?
Your daughter looked something like you. She was only 24. She died of a broken heart because of her rotten husband. He liked other women. My husband worked to bring up her kids. I see the rain running out of his trouser bottoms. He died on Sunday night. Police come and told me Monday morning. It was a terrible shock. They called in my pension book, so I only get 30 bob this week, and 16 goes on the rent. I've been trying to get a cheap bit of black, but you can't get it. He went to a bone up there in the hospital. Ain't had me clothes off for 3 weeks. It's the shock.
I should have known better with a girl like you, that I would love everything that you do. And I do, and I do, and I do. I should have realized what a kiss must be. This could only happen
beginning, eh?
I should have known that I love a girl like you. That I would love everything that you do. And I do, and I do, and I do. I should have realized what a kiss could be. That it could only happen to me.
I never once lay down with him. I used to meet him in the back alley off the Latchmere. I never really knew what he was at. I never got no pleasure out of it. I didn't know I was carrying till I was 5 months. I couldn't believe it. Kept thinking it would pass off. He wasn't half handsome. That's why I went with him. All the girls used to say, what an handsome chap.
Well, one thing's for sure, I'm not going steady no more. I'm going to sort myself out some one-night fellas with plenty of money.
Every bloke starts out as a one-night stand till you get involved.
Mara reckons she hasn't been with a man at all. Reckoned it came through the post, I suppose.
Be nice to be looked at again, won't it? I'm going to make myself a new dress, tighter than tight, like a second skin.
I couldn't somehow fancy any other fella. I suppose it's because I still got Terry on me mind. Of course, he's extravagant. Spends all his money buying gadgets for his motorbike. That's what me mum don't like. She keeps on at me. When are you getting married? Saved enough to put down on your bedroom suite yet?
The worst part was telling me mum. She didn't expect it of me because I was such a prude at the plays on the telly. Then she told me Dad, and he came into my bedroom and told me not to worry. We never used to talk about that kind of thing, but now we can talk about anything. My dad went up the chemist and tried to get a stick of something they used before the war.
When you love a boy, you want to give him the best thing in the world. And there is only one thing, isn't there?
You looking for Winnie?
Yeah.
Hello, Arlene. No, she's got a big place at Wimbledon, bang on the common. I'm just going to phone her up. This flash chart came in a big motor today looking for her. Said if I found Winnie and fix her up for 10, she'd give me a few quid for myself. Who's it for, then? You or her? Some mate in work. Oh, don't give me that rube. I won't blacken your character.
All right, Annie, it's me. I reckon I must be up the spout. Can't seem to sit still. Keep walking up and down. Every time I start to eat something, I feel immediately full, and, well, you know.
Looks like you're in the club, all right.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do anything about it, because I'll get one of them air bubbles inside me and die, won't I? And I daren't tell me mum. So I left my job today, and, well, I was going to run away, you know, but there ain't nowhere to go, so...
Look, you best have it done. You're only a kid. She'll do it for 5 quid.
Will you phone her for me, Annie?
Yeah. When do you want it done?
Tomorrow.
I said to the doctor I've been going with a fella, and you know how it happens. Yeah, he says.
I'll go get you some quinine. I took some once. There was a loud ringing in my ears and violent pain in my stomach. Lifted me right out the world, but it didn't do no good. This Barry gets it from the chemist. Tells him he's got a mate just back from Africa with a touch of the malaria. Then he sold the tablets 10 bob each to the girls.
In my surgery, I see at least one woman a week who is seriously contemplating an abortion. Quite apart from the 35 deaths per year that we know are directly attributable to the backstreet abortions, the most common, seriously disturbing result must be that this girl is unable to have any more babies. She may not yet have had any. She may be unable to have a family.
When my mum's in the kitchen, I have to take a deep breath, hold my stomach in and run past. And when I get out into the scullery, I let it out. She said to me today, "You've got ulcers in your mouth. Your stomach must be upset." Then she gave me one of her looks.
Hello, Annie.
Hello, then.
Well, what have we here?
Yeah, well, it's about that phone
Oh,
call.
I know why you've come. There's only one reason why good-looking girls come to see Winnie. How far have you gone, love?
About 3 months.
Oh, then you've only got a small problem in there then, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you see, I can't keep it.
Now, there's no need to explain. How can you ever explain anything? It's the most bloody difficult thing in the world. How much money have you got, love?
£4.
Hand it over. How's your mum keeping, Annie?
Oh, she's all right, love.
Has she still got that lodger of hers?
You bet she has.
Oh, good. You know, you don't look more than 17.
I'm 18 next month.
Terry said he'd marry me when he heard about the kid. But me mum wouldn't have it.
Don't you bring that dirty gink round here, she says. I don't want him nor his kids. They say it's lovely when you're married. Lying between the sheets with the moonlight coming through the window.
Yeah, well, don't you go up there no more. I don't want no kid of mine to go down the drain.
The safety of properly induced abortion in hospital is very high. 6 deaths in every 100,000 cases, which compares very favourably with taking out the tonsils, which provides 17 deaths per 100,000.
Well, now she's started. She's got to keep on or it'll be born a monster.
Don't worry, love. It often takes a bit of time. When she does the syringe, you feel a sort of weakening pain shoot up in you.
I had that Harrier again last night. He didn't go till 6 this morning. I made him sleep in the bath. He's bringing me 50 gallons of paint tomorrow, free sample. Well, I says to him, you've had my free sample. Now, what about yours?
She's always got some man with her. She don't care if you're watching her, teasing them, slopping over them.
Rube? There. She was nothing but a cheap frill.
Hello, Winnie. It's Rube. Can you come over? Yeah, she's pretty rough.
Oh, should I get the doctor?
No, they might try and save the baby, and I don't want no kids on that gink.
Winnie says she can't come.
All right, Ducky.
They said she started.
Yeah, that's right. You know who she is?
I told her, didn't I, to keep away from him. It's lucky I ain't got my health and strength, else I'd do him. Do him right up, I would.
I'll hold him now, Mum. You go and get some dinner. Go on. Stop, love. It'll be better. Ray says he'd hit him sky. One that he might get nicked.
You better watch it from me and all.
Poor Ray. Hold on, love. It'll soon be better.
Take the lowest figure, 52,000 abortions a year. That's 1,000 abortions a week. Something like 5 or 6 every hour of every day. And that's taking the minimum figure.
Yes, she said yes and held me so tight. Oh, yes. She said yes with all of her might. Oh, yes. She said yes and smiled up at me. Yes, she smiled up at me and said yes. Yes, you can hug me, and yes, you can squeeze me, and yes, you can have my caress.
I was the youngest bride in Battersea. Married at 15. Had Mike when I was 15 and a half. 10 minutes after he was born, I was sitting up in bed stuck in a stick of rock. I think if you don't reckon someone, it drives you mad if they're jealous. But if you think something of a bloke, well, you like him to be a bit possessive. Ted, he used to time me when I slipped round the corner to put a bet on for me dad. I'd know if Ted was going out with a bird, because he'd go and have his hair done. He'd have a blow wave put in it and all that lacquer put on it. And when he'd come home, he'd lie back on the bed and he'd say, now don't you dare touch it. Then he'd go and have a wash, and he'd use my talc and my deodorant and make me scrub his back, and all the time he'd try and keep me chained to the telly. He expected me to live in a furnished room in Brixton. What can I do in one room all day? I mean, if you got two, at least you can go from one to the other. Do you know, he didn't even like me going early morning cleaning with me mum. So then he starts going to the dogs every Wednesday night, and I met up with his Fred. Oh, he went half handsome fella. He'd be waiting on the corner every Wednesday night in his 10-ton truck for me. In the winter, he'd leave the engine running. Oh, it didn't half get up stuck up in that cabin.
What about your mates then? You're a bit mean, aren't you?
I'll get them one later. Do you have to keep showing me up?
You'll have to excuse him, you know. He's a bit of a mean sod. He's all right, really, but he's a bit mean. He's a bit tight.
You heard the news about me, brother?
No, what's up?
Well, you know the bus murder?
Yeah.
Well, I've only gone and planted it on him, haven't I?
You're joking.
What, the key in his pocket and all?
My wife went for me this morning while I was lying in bed. She whacked me right across the back of the nut. Oh, I shouldn't have never got married. I ain't a marrying sort.
What do you want then, Dave, if you don't want marriage?
Get plenty of the other.
Tom and Ron are going to do a clothes factory and get Seach a new rig out. Smashing!
Really?
Here, do you think you can get me
Yeah,
there?
for me honeymoon.
Yeah, you heard what happened to Jess then, didn't you?
No, what happened?
Well, he'd robbed this bank and he was getting away with the money over this dirty big wall when he slipped and took the top of his finger off on the broken glass. Well, I mean, he's down on the ground there looking for it. Well, I mean, he can't leave it, can he? Because the police will find it, they'll take a fingerprint off it and do him for the bank robbery. Was that finger and all even? I'm worried.
Dave kissed you yet tonight? Well, get him worked up. Give him a love bite. That'll do it. 3 packets of crisps, Jim. Hello.
And I've been studying a form on that bird over there.
You know old Taylor. Course you know him. Promenator. You know he was a bachelor all his life. I don't believe he ever spoke to a woman if I could help it. Well, last week he ups and dies. And there I am clearing out his drawers for him, because you know he had no family, you know. And I'm clearing out these here drawers, and I've come across a huge collection of dirty postcards.
Oh, the dirty old man.
You never saw nothing like it in all your life. Well, I was married to my Bill for 20 years, and we never got up to capers like that.
Have you been swimming?
Why?
I thought you looked a little bit clean, like.
She'd have to be an acrobat to do things like
Did you
that.
bring any home?
No, of course not. I've got nits if I'd have had those in my pocket. There was one of them of a man standing.
Bought a good motor to sales the other day. Jaguar marked at 1952. 150 quid. Spray it up, give it a clean up. I should get 250 for it.
Hey, Nell! Here's the doors. Come on, show the boys what it's all about. Oh, you're making me do it. Oh, yeah, go on, take it.
Who's going to buy a blue Jaguar?
Yes, well, that's the only paint I've got.
I've been on my holidays in Lincoln for 3 years. Only got out last Monday night.
Well, Sil was well away in the back row of the new Vic last night. He put us up the front where we couldn't do nothing, Dad. I was choked.
She looked at me and then I could see her. Before too long, I fall in love with her. How could I dance with another? I saw her standing there. Well, my heart went boom as you crossed that room and you held my hand in my
He's a boy and I'm glad of that. I'll soon teach him to thieve. You know, like that film Fagin, you know. Wait until he's 9 or 10 and send him out pinching.
What are you going to do till he's 9 or 10?
Send me missus out on the game.
You wouldn't do that.
Who would? I'd send me mother too.
You would too if anybody had ever.
Where are you going on your holidays, Nell?
Well, I usually go up to my sister's in Nottingham, you know. Yeah, we get blindo every night. We come out the pub arm over tip. Oh, we don't half have a laugh.
Well, don't go arm over tip when you come out of this pub. I spend all my club money.
And are you darling then? Cool. I don't know, I fancy a snog tonight, you know. When you've been going steady for 6 months, it gets a bit boring snogging with the same fella every night. And you know, I've noticed when we're out, Terry will start looking at other birds. He says to me, "Are you all right, love?" And then his eyes will wander off and get asphyxiated at some silly cow. So then I says, "What's wrong then? Am I so boring?" You, Romeo. Hey.
Oh, do it again. I may cry, no, 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 but do it again. My lips just ache to have you take the kiss that's waiting for you. You know if you do, I won't regret it. Come along and get it. Oh,
I
reckon I'm the only one out of this lot what's at work.
I was cleaning these windows, you see, in these posh flats here in Kensington, like. So the bird there, the one that lives there, like, she comes up to me and says, would I leave her bedroom till last, like, as she wants to get changed, you see. I said, fair enough. So I'm cleaning the windows in her bedroom, enjoying myself, you see. And she sits down on the bed and she starts taking her stockings off all slowly, like, you know what I mean?
No.
It's fantastic, yes you do, you see. Anyway, the following week, she phones up the firm and says, would they be sure and send the same fella around next week? As he was very satisfactory.
Sylvie, what about a song from you, love? Come on, sing it along,
Come and get up there. Come on, girls, give us a song.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, and nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you alone. Shoo-boo-be-doo.
Well, last year I was sitting out the sun in a deck chair when along comes my little granddaughter. She makes me laugh so much. I fall right through the bloody canvas. Me legs go up in the air and I tears me drawer.
You have more girls than our dinners here.
Pretty things are going to be there, the Beatles, the fairies, it's all going to happen.
Nature calls me sometimes. I get the call of nature. Oh, I may be a bit wheezy, but I'm still living, you know.
Shoo-boo-be-doo, boo-be-doo.
Tell us all about your love affair.
Loved by you, just you, and nobody else will do. I want to be loved by you alone. Scoo-boo-be-doo.
Oh, look at that, Sylvie. That old man in the gutter. We better turn him over in case it's our dad. No, it ain't. Be late. What are you trying to say?
Oh, Sylvie's your husband.
Go home, eh?
Where do you think you're going, all dressed up like the Queen of Sheba?
Well, what's that to you, you fifth-rate ponce?
Always was one for the men, weren't you? Anything in trousers, you'd have him.
You dirty sod, I hope your guts stop out!
If you're a cow, I'll shoot you and then with a cow.
You bleeding slag, you don't get your son nothing!
I gave him 2 shirts for Christmas.
That's right, give her a belt and she
I
deserves it.
know you've been with that bleeding prostitute, that one that's gonna stop. Go on, get him!
Right, kid.
What did he do us alone? Go on, Sylvie, give it to him, go on, Sylvie, give him one. Never mind, leave her alone, you dirty big slag.
Come on, what's going on here?
Leave her alone.
You slosh him, go on, belt him one.
And you try
Take her home and lock her up. She's not fit enough to walk the streets.
It's nothing, Inspector. Honest, we're just on our way up. Never mind, Sylvie.
Pete, never mind then. It's only for life.
I need you more than birds in the sky.
There's only 2 things money can't buy, and that's love and life, innit?
I need you, this blue little girl, that you can lift the tears from my eyes. But if you ever tell me goodbye.
Lovely motors, them Yanks. A mate of mine had one of them. Bought it for 15 knicker and hammered the life out of it. One night the crankshaft snapped and she slewed into a ditch. Well, we reckoned she'd had it. She wasn't licensed or insured nor nothing. So we got out and said goodbye.
I worked a big dipper, didn't I? But I got a sack, yeah. I got drunk one night, knocked a cripple off the line.
Yeah.
He was mending it. Only a bleeding cripple, like, couldn't get out of the way in time.
He'd have probably got done in by the H-bomb if you hadn't killed him.
Yeah, probably right.
You heard about that 4-minute, that?
4 minutes, what?
Yeah, well, there's this Geneva Convention or something, and they've agreed, like, to phone up the other side 4 minutes before they let off their rocket. Give them a chance to prepare themselves.
Once one bomb explodes, it starts off a whole chain of bombs exploding. Norway, France, all over the place. You've had it.
We had this lecture at school, like, civil defence or something.
Oh, yeah.
What, you know, what to do if the H-bomb drops. 800 yards are over, you're all right. You can lay flat on your face, cover all your bare skin. Radiation passes right over you.
All I want is a bike and £10 a week in me bin. There's one thing I can't stand, and that's being skinned.
Poor, somebody's got an extra pair of ankles then.
How about me seeing your own, darling? Well, don't worry about it. I'll give her a shilling and send her off to see Mickey Mouse.
Hey, Terry, come over here. Stop shutting up that other bird.
I thought of going back to screwing for a living. But then if I get 3 or 5 years... No, I can't do that. That's a great big uncanny life, isn't it?
It's ignorance causes wars. It's ignorant, in my opinion, it's ignorance what causes wars. Yeah, you're badly off. If you don't know the facts, you're very badly off.
I was a truck driver 11 years. Leave for Scotland 12 o'clock at night. 11 bleeding years. Still, we had a great time. Liverpool, Hull, Manchester, Newcastle. I know them all. Manchester's the best place in the lot. The clubs there, you couldn't get better clubs anywhere.
Hey, Coke, please, love. What do you want, darling?
If you had... What do you want?
Coke, cheese.
Coke with cheese roll. Right, if you had the price of a drink or lodging for the night, you'd always have the drink, stuff the lodging, sleep in the cab, 1 and 9. Ah, you don't get the same crowd on the roads these days.
Right.
Yeah, they're lousy lot of drivers. And I tell you, the boys tell me the clubs in Manchester ain't the same anymore. I tell you why. They've got a lot of new managements in these places, and then we try to get some of the boys to come in here time and time again.
She must need her eyesight tested.
If I had a lot of money, I'd take you down to the south of France. Give you the time you deserve.
I was offered this job by a yid. Poor Bob and I digging up graves to get the rings off corpses. No, thanks, I said. I'd rather get myself kept by some rich old bag.
Oh, I'm ever so really different.
Oh, yeah? When'd you start paying out?
Why should we think ahead? What's there to think ahead to, except growing old?
Have a right, come on in.
Yeah, well, I can't get my knees apart, Terry.
Well, pull your skirt up so you can.
Hey, I ain't gonna do that. My grandmother will catch cold.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. Hand it over me and I'll keep it warm for you, all right?
Charming, you're a right one to go out with, aren't you?
Come on, get
no,
up,
you
stop.
bleeding go on your own.
Hey, Dave. How about a burner?
Come on now. Come on, let the music get you moving. Let them see that you're not losing. See the clock is getting late now. Get your coat and fix your face. So come on now. Come on now. Come on now. We're getting late and we better go. Getting late and we better go. Come on now. Come on now while we still got time. Come on, baby, the sun is shining. What you going to stop your whining? Oh, baby, it's alright, so come on now.
Keep it warm. You ain't got till you're cold. I learned that in the Boy Scouts. You ain't got a mirror on you, have you, love? I want to hold it to his mouth, see if he's still breathing.
Can we drive him to hospital?
They won't let him in. He's dead. Well, my mate Johnny. Fell 30 people on the scaffolding on Friday. Still unconscious. Foreman reckons he's going to rig it. Said he had a little hole in his shoe. Tripped over backwards. But really, there weren't any safety rails. I got 3 years Borstal for me first offence. I don't reckon the judge liked the look of me. How much lead you took, he says to me. Oh, about 1.5 ton, I says. I ripped it off all the canvas roofs in the fairground. I don't think he was amused.
I was working in Falls, wasn't I? Started nicking cars straight off the production line. Yeah, well, I mean, they're all complete, except for the number plates. That park man filled behind a factory, I'd drive them away, so I have the spare parts. Yeah, well, I got 2 years in the Yorkshire Boston. Well, I only been with this girl 3 or 4 times when I got nicked. I didn't realise she was pregnant till I was away. He brings up to Yorkshire, marries us off in a chapel. Well, I only saw her for an hour in the waiting room. She goes off at me for going out. I just suppose we just don't get on, you know? Now I got a son called Shane. She's got long hair right down her back, you know? Like long hair, don't I?
10% of our cars get snatched back. The other 30%, we let them have over longer payments. It's our job to smooth away the mountains so they can see their way to buy a car. So it make no difference to us if they don't complete the payments. It's the finance company that take the rap. And if they lose too much money, well, they don't finance you anymore. So you go with another company. And when no finance company will take you on, well, you just go bust and go into some other business.
I'm in right trouble, I am. Whacked a copper, didn't I? Pushing me around on the pavement, all that old lark he was, so I chinned him. And I ran down the road, see? But he come after me with another copper. They caught up with me and dragged me down the station. Look what they done to my back. Look.
These knives found on your person could be very useful for opening window catches with, couldn't they?
Could be very useful for eating your dinner with and all.
Yeah. And what do you use these wire clippers and crowbars for?
They're the tools of me trade, Governor. I'm a scrap merchant, aren't I?
Well, what are they doing in your car?
Well, I collect a lot of junk in me car, see, Governor? Perhaps if you had a car, you might put a little bit of junk in your car and all.
Dave will probably go to the Yorkshire, same as us. You reckon? Hey, Mum McDonald's still there, eh? Donald? No, that skinny scrap in the cookhouse. Oh, yeah. Great big ovens. Strokes used to get up to, boy. Yeah, I was on a farm, wasn't I? Had tractors and that. Then they sent me out on a working party. Bit of a farmer, eh? Yeah. That old Kelly, I reckon he's still there. Oh, Kelly. Biggest queen in the business, wasn't he, eh? Dear, oh, Lord.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, sweetheart. Hello, love. Right.
Will you get us 2 coffees?
Sure, of course I will. Here. Know what happened to him?
What?
Don't tell me. He's swinging in his cradle, isn't he, halfway up the building, whistling at some bird. So he lets the rope slip, nearly chops his hand off.
No.
Yeah, not only that, but the next morning he does the same thing, whistling at the same bird.
Oh, I reckon he must fancy it, don't you?
Yeah, two coffees, was it?
Yes, please.
Yes, 2 coffees.
Sure, like 3 then?
No, 2 will be enough for now.
Right, 2 coffees then, sunshine.
Bit smart, aren't you?
Well, that ain't the half of it, anyhow. My mate comes along in the night, doesn't he? Goes the next night to scaffolding. Turns up to work next morning, up in the cradle about 50 feet. The whole lot caves in.
I said you did, did
Yeah. Anyhow, the governor couldn't do me, seeing as I nearly broke my neck. Yeah, Rube, you used to go out with Terry, didn't you?
Yeah, why?
Well, after his accident, the council only sent his dad in a bill for £5 for the 8 buckets of sand they used clearing up the blood.
You'll go to prison for 4 years.
It's a shame about what happened to Dave, innit? Now you'll have to find yourself a new fella. Well, that's the thing, you see. What you don't get caught for, you're entitled to do.
Are you looking after you all right?
OK, you know.
I've been staying in most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I have, honest.
No boys?
No, don't seem to be interested.
What you do then?
Oh, I just stay at home. I get ever so bad-tempered now. Never used to be.
I'm writing a book.
Are you?
It's going to be called In, Out, In.
See this skirt? A month ago, the skirt was too tight for me. Look at it now. I can get whole handfuls of it. That's dieting, that is.
I've missed you.
Have you? Have you really?
Yeah. Do you remember that barn off of the Sidcup Mile? And I said I loved you, and you said...
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I had to evict my father-in-law. It was a shocking business. He was 64. No, I tell a lie, 65. And his wife died. And he began bringing back old women and misbehaving himself with them in his room. Disgusting. At his age, too. Anyhow...
Give us a quid, love.
You'll get me nicked.
No. Stick it under the table with your chewing gum. Then go and get another cup of tea, and I'll take it.
2 cups of tea and a packet of biscuits, please.
Well, she liked the fur. Got up Brixton Market. It was a nice fur, good colour and all, but it turned out too short after she'd had her operation up the hospital. She's taller than ever.
Borstal was all right. A sort of university for them that couldn't afford Oxford. Do you think it's too late for me to get myself a decent education?
Because she's growing taller, I have to have beds specially made for her.
Yeah, the fella in the next cell's done himself in.
No.
Yeah. Know what he's done? He's filled his pot with water, stood in it, and plugged himself into the electric light socket.
Oh, no.
Silly bastard.
Oh.
Well, he got a Dear John. You know, a letter from his bird saying that she didn't want to know anymore.
You know what? I'm courting again.
Oh, you're not.
I met him up at the mission, you know, one of them shilling dinners for old age pensioners. He kept asking me to go up to tea. Of course, I knew he had a place of his own and that his wife had been dead 18 months, but I didn't fancy going up there, because you know what men are, don't you?
All right, as long as you keep your hand on your apron.
She ought to know.
But I went up Sunday and cooked his dinner for him. Cool, it wasn't half cold up there. Here, you ought to got a fire going for me, I says. Why, you cold duck, he says. Get under them covers.
They never know when they're past it, do they, Mrs. Hardy?
Well, what do you want? I'm not taking any ready money.
You all you got is drawers. I don't want drawers.
Well, you all wear them, don't you?
Blimey, I says, when he asked me to be his housekeeper. Don't swear here, he says. This is Gord's house. Well, Gord might tip me, I says.
Now then. What do you want?
But I don't really want to get married again. I had such a rotten husband. Used to give me 38 bob a week and stop 2 bob income tax.
Oh, the mingy son. Oh.
This one's 74 and he's got 50 quid. He's promised to take me to Bromsgrove for a fortnight.
That'd be lovely.
Mind you, I've been a widow for 14 years and I know how to look after myself. And even if I don't, there ain't much chance of me getting the family way now, is there?
Any peace threepence? Here. Nice pair of wooden undies here.
Oh, I'll have them. Oh, they're rotten at the crutch.
Turn it up, Noggin. What's the matter with you? Scummy Lil was here yesterday. Come round after her buying a pair of drawers. Held them up against her, she did. Come off it, I said. What do you want with a pair of drawers? Right
Yeah,
now.
what do you want for this lovely thing here?
That turban?
Yeah.
Shilling.
Really wants to clean.
Shilling?
Yeah.
I'll give you tuppence.
Worn by a film star, that was, I might tell you. She told me to keep it quiet.
Oh, Mickey Mouse. Here you know.
Look, Robin Hood shoes, they are. Robin Hood. What about
It's the
that
other one to that, then.
I
Ain't you
can't
got the
find
other
it.
one
Somebody's
to that?
knocked it off.
Well, then,
A one-legged bloke must have knocked it off.
How's that here?
Give that to your old man
Miss
with
Hardy, what about that
soft
girl?
shoe. When he kicks you, he won't feel it. Come in handy. You never know.
Look what the daughter gave me.
Oh,
It's nice, isn't it?
Lovely.
Yeah, it was about 9 last night. I saw the ambulance outside her house. So I went out and I met the ambulance man coming out of the telephone kiosk. So I said, "Is it Mrs. Hardy?" He says, "Yeah."
She was a scrubber all her life. Ever since she was 14, she worked in them baths. Boiling hot in the summer, damp and drafty in winter. Surprised it didn't finish her off sooner.
I had this lodger died in bed. I had coal black hair and I wore a pink satin blouse. I laid him out and tied his jaw up with a hanky to the bed rail. When my husband come in, he says, "What you done that for? They'll think you strangled him."
I'd sooner have a horse and cart. You get to the grave too soon in a motor.
I says to Arthur, "If I ever die, bury me with my knickers on." And he says, "Whoever do you think's going to take liberties with you, eh?" You never know, I says.
Are you frightened of dying, Sylvie?
No, you can't get out when you're dead.
Hear about Mr. Marple over the road? He won 70 quid on the pools, and he spent it all on a stone for his grave. He's got it propped up in his backyard, waiting.
You ever seen one of them urns? Oh, you'd never think they'd get me in one of them, would you?
I wouldn't like to be cremated. Can't have no visitors to your grave. Just shut up in one of them urns. Ain't much fun.
Ah, but I reckon it stops the spread of disease. The bodies don't get handled so much. The soil must throw up something bad.
They reckon you're in a standing position when you're cremated. When they open the drapes, you work along a slide until you're standing up. And then the relatives say goodbye.
Anyway, she was paid up with her insurance. It's better to pay your bob a week and know you're going to be properly buried, not bunged in with some stranger.
Remember the night Terry got killed? I was over Margie's house washing me hair, and Rube came screaming down the road. His eyes come out, his teeth went through the back of his head and the handlebars went through his chest. Poor Rube. She was getting engaged in a fortnight.
I told him I wanted to be buried just up the road, not too far from home. I was born in Battersea. I lived all my life in Battersea, so I don't want to go and get buried in Wandsworth, do I?
Yeah, did you see him? Do you know what? Patsy Chubb went with him twice, and his wife's in the club.
No.
I'm not kidding.
She's right.
Yeah, no stopping him, is there?
Hey, do you see that woman over there? She's got a finger in all the screws in Battersea. Hey, do you want any cheap underwear, birdseed, boxing gloves?
Having dancing tonight up at the North Pole.
Do you reckon it?
Oh, Sylvie, look. And half a gorgeous fella in that bread shop.
Should we go in? Are you coming?
Oh, what a shame you weren't in there, eh?
But June's got a pair of them. I ain't speaking to her no more, you know.
Why?
Well, last night we were both babysitting, and these two blokes came down for us, you know. And she said to me, I'm going to take the bed. And I said, you're not, mate. You're going to take the sofa and we'll swap halfway. You know what I really fancy? Black rinse with blue lights in it. I was going to bleach my hair, you know. But Sylvie reckons I look like Felicia Beacon on a dark night. How about that, then?
Hey, do you see her?
Her over there?
Yeah, she done her house up all posh. Filled it with colours. Tasty like the black and white minstrel show. What are you after? A bit of jungle juice, love, I asked her.
You never.
Shall we go out the Pairs You Wear shop and choose a couple of frocks?
I've broken off my engagement, but I kept the ring, though. I got so depressed I took up evening classes.
Oh, any good fellas, eh?
I only went twice and I'll give it up.
Why, it's silly to go to evening classes, love. I mean, you're only young once. You spend all your time going to evening classes when you're an old babe.
Sugar and spice and all things nice. Kisses sweeter than wine. Sugar and spice.